I did say last night during the Monday Night Raw review that last night's Monday Night Raw for June the 4th, 2018, last night was a complete abomination. The show last night was so bad that the people who were in charge of booking and writing and getting stuff approved for last night's show should have been arrested. It was a crime that what happened last night on Monday Night Raw. Now, I watched Smackdown the day after, which was today, for June 5th, 2018. And compared to Raw, by default, it was the better show. But am I going to sit here and say, oh my god, man, this show fucking mopped the floor at Raw? Nothing to go crazy for. Nothing to go fucking crazy for. Does this show, did it make me look forward to Money in the Bank? I'm going to be honest, no. They didn't do that. There were some good matches, don't get me the fuck wrong. But other than that, by default, this was a better show than Monday Night Raw, hands fucking down. That's my opinion, mother flowers. I want to hear from you in the comment threads of this video. Give me your thoughts on the show, if you liked it, if you hated the show, or let me know on fucking Twitter, mother flowers. So, tonight's SmackDown Live was from Corpus Christi, Texas, which, by the way, the crowd sucked. The crowd was a complete fucking abomination. Raw last night was in Houston, and that part of me thinks, why didn't SmackDown Live take place in Houston, Texas? And why didn't Raw take place in Corpus Christi this whole time? I'm wondering that. I'm wondering, and I'm like, if only that happened, you know what I mean? But that's just my honest opinion. So the show kicked off with Carmella in the ring, and Carmella promised to unmask Asuka by showing footage of her losing at WrestleMania, saying she wasn't the same performer she was during her undefeated streak. Asuka then interrupted Carmella, and before she could even say anything, out comes Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Mandy Rose claiming that, she came close to beating Asuka, right? But she's ready to do it tonight. And then Sonya Deville goes on to say that, Mandy Rose, you had your chance, but you left just enough for me. So essentially, Sonya Deville wanted to face Asuka. So Paige comes out and says that Asuka has to make a choice. Either she's going to face Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville. And it's one of those things where Asuka's like, you know what? I want both. To prove to Carmella, who's facing, Asuka at Money in the Bank for the SmackDown Women's Championship, that, hey, indeed, she still has it. She's still the same Asuka from the time she was undefeated, and that no one's ready for Asuka, right, this whole time. Even though Carmella was saying this whole time that, hey, that those days are over, and people are not ready for Asuka. She had people raise their hands and shit like that. I'm going to say right now, Carmella SmackDown Women's Championship run is trash. Complete, utter trash. She is the women's Jinder Mahal. People complain when Jinder Mahal is WWE champion. And I can see the similarities too with Carmella. Carmella had the briefcase for almost a year or so. She cashed in and had the moment, all the fuck you want. But then what? Then fucking what? Where do we go from here? A part of me really hopes, really hopes that Asuka finally takes the belt off Carmella. The faster you get that belt off Carmella, the better the SmackDown Women's division will be. In my honest fucking opinion. So, Asuka chooses both, like I said, of Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. They have the match. While this is happening, Carmella's moonwalking on the fucking announce table, which she's good for, I guess. And what do you know? Asuka finds a way to win. She overcomes adversity here. She locks in the Asuka lock on Sonya Deville. She taps out. And what do you know? There's an attack by Carmella. She lays out Asuka with the SmackDown Championship. And she literally celebrates and just puts the championship up while Asuka's down. I get it. You want to give Carmella some momentum going into the match. Even though we already know that Carmella cannot wrestle for shit. We know that already. But you want to give this chick some momentum going into her championship match. If the idea is that, hey, she's losing the championship at the pay-per-view, which please let it fucking be, then let her have some fucking momentum going in. That's all I'm saying. After this, we get Carl Anderson versus Luke Harper. As you all know, at Money in the Bank, it will be the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Club going at it for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Literally, this was a short match where you literally thought that Luke Harper was going to get the win. I'm sorry, Harper now, right? But what the fuck do you know? Carl Anderson literally rolled up Harper in 2 minutes. And fucking 2 minutes, I get it too. You want to give people the belief that the Club are going to have some momentum, the belief that, hey, they are in the best shape now. These guys are on a fucking roll now. Not that they're on SmackDown Live. But can they win the tag titles? I don't think they will. But nonetheless, I am happy to see that they're doing something on TV until they get, beat the fuck up by the Bludgeon Brothers come the pay-per-view time and shit. We then get a backstage segment, I want to say, with The Miz and The New Day, where I guess The Miz, he was offered by The New Day to pick a paper out of the hat to see which member of The New Day was gonna go on to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Miz was about to pick, but then they had him blindfold himself, and then they switched to hats, and the hat was pancake batter. The main event for tonight's show, obviously, was a 6-person tag between The Miz and Rusev and Samoa Joe versus The New Day, which to me was like kind of a weird main event, if anything, but at the same time I get it. Hey, you want to give these guys that are going to be representing SmackDown Live in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match some momentum, some showtime, so why the fuck not? But then after, like I said, we get Naomi and Jimmy Uso versus Aiden English and Lana. Literally this match more than anything was to showcase some double team maneuvers here, showcase that, hey, Naomi can fly in the air and stuff like that. But essentially, again, Naomi hit a high cross body onto English, and Uso followed up with the super kick to win the match. Apparently now there's a Lana Day shirt on sale. Boy, what a way to get the rub off fucking Rusev. I'm telling you, man. I'm fucking telling you. But hopefully it sells. I really do. A part of me really, to be honest here, I know I said that Samoa Joe right now is my favorite to win Money in the Bank. A part of me would not mind seeing Rusev and Lana win, honestly. Because, hey, the first married couple to win Money in the Bank. I doubt they'll fucking do that, but we'll see. We then get a contract signing for the WWE Championship match for Money in the Bank between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. And unlike other previous contract signings in the past, these two guys were actually in a backstage office area, it looked like, not in the ring like we've seen before. And it's pretty much them signing it's them with Paige in the office, whatever. And I guess they had Dean Malenko and Adam Pearce backstage as well. Someone called Brazers for some fucking reason, right? But it's literally Paige explaining the rule. Hey, it's last man standing. There must be a winner. AJ wants to, not ask a question, but, pretty much make a statement, if you will. Saying that, Shinsuke Nakamura, all this time, the mind game, the low blows, him not speaking English, all because he knows in his mind that he cannot beat AJ Styles. And that when it's all said and done, last man standing, it's all for Shinsuke Nakamura to do the low blows and the cheat, but he knows in his mind that he cannot beat AJ Styles for the WWE Championship when it's all said and done. He signs the contract. He gets it. He has the contract over to Nakamura. And Nakamura, you can just look at him as like he has zero fucks to give. Literally, this guy putting his head down, yawning. He's like, at first, the pen that he had no ink. So then he asks Styles for his pen. And I guess the pen that Styles had was broken, right? And Styles was fucking pissed. He was mad. He gets up. He literally slaps Nakamura. And Nakamura reacts to this shit like, again, zero fucks given. Zero fucks given. Signs the contract. And there we go. And here's I guess if you want me to criticize something about this, right? If the match, and you know what? It finally dawned on me now. You can say, oh man, but see, that's how it's been for years, But maybe it's the fucking L ride that I took on my way back from work. Maybe it's the weed. I don't fucking know, bro. But if the match was made official for a while now, right? Why the fuck are these guys signing a contract now, mother flower? That's what I want to know. If the match was made official weeks ago, right? If Nakamura had to pick the stipulation, was granted the stipulation to choose, right? Why the fuck are we getting a contract signing now? Shouldn't the contract signing happen before the match even was announced or taking place and shit? I mean, it's not like in MMA or in boxing, right? These guys are gonna fucking hype up the fight on social media, do media workouts, do press conferences, and then a week or two before the big fight, we're doing the contract signing. I mean, it finally just dawned on me now. I know people will complain about me complaining about that, but just fine. Again, just blame the fucking weed, mother flowers. Blame the fucking weed, I'm just saying. But again, that's just my little critique. You know, I just think it's stupid looking at it now. Like, why in wrestling are we doing that? And again, maybe it's, again, we've been seeing this shit for so many years. It just hit me now, like, what the fuck, bruh? Like, seriously? You know, but that's my honest opinion, okay? I think they're going to have hopefully they have a good match. But we'll see. We get Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair going at it one-on-one. And I thought this match, honestly, was going to close the show. There was talk about this match last week. They're doing it tonight. And it wasn't a bad match. Like, I've seen them have better matches before. All the fuck you want. What surprised the shit out of me was the fact that Charlotte didn't win. Charlotte goes for a fucking moonsault. She misses it, right? She goes for the figure eight, and then Becky Lynch counters into the fucking disarmer. I was expecting the iconic duo to come out and attack Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair. That didn't even happen. At the end of the match, after Becky Lynch won, they embraced. And I'm going to say this right now. Who I feel should win the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, a favorite, and I know I earlier said Lana, at the same time, from what it looks like, probably Natalia, and they're just going to cash on Ronda Rousey. But if you really want to pick someone who I think deserves it, has to be Becky Lynch, hands down. For all the shit that she's been given and all the opportunity that she's missed, or again, just not been given, she deserves it right now, in my honest opinion. So why the fuck not? Let's give it to fucking Becky Lynch, even though they probably won't fucking do it. We then get Big Cass in a promo with Renee Young. They were literally by the entrance stage area. They kind of had that old school vibe where back in the day, you know, you had Gene Okerlund, something like that, interview somebody near the entrance area in the crowd, literally feet behind the ring, like behind the ring and shit. It kind of had that old school vibe, right? And the cameras made it seem like Big Cass was just fucking giant, the way they were zooming in and the angles of their position and shit like that. But literally just Big Cass talking and talking and talking about him being a big man, a giant, and how Daniel Bryan is his fucking little man. How Bryan, you know, wanted to come back to WWE, and obviously Big Cass is a 7-foot shadow walking literally next to him, and how Bryan never faced someone like him before. But at the same time, let's not forget that Daniel Bryan at one time wrestled the Big Show. Daniel Bryan once wrestled, you know, Mark Henry. Hell, Daniel Bryan cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase back in 2012 or 2011, one or the other, on, if I'm not mistaken, on the Big Show, right? Daniel Bryan wrestled the likes of Kane, right, back in 2014. Daniel Bryan overcame adversity with the Authority. So, essentially, what Cass is saying is false innuendos and bullshit. You know? In other words, what I'm trying to say here is like, yo, Big Cass is trash, yo. I'm sorry. Big Cass, and I get it. You know, I think it's great that WWE is giving the spotlight to someone that came out of their own developmental system, which I think is great. Don't get me the fuck wrong. But let's be real about it. Big Cass is fucking trash. He's garbage. This fucking napkin has more charisma and personality than fucking Big Cass. My pinky finger has more charisma and personality than fucking Big Cass. It's like, bruh, you hear the thing about it. His promos are way too fucking long, and he tried to deliver the same fucking message. I feel like with him, less is good. The same way people want with Roman Reigns. Oh, he speaks the same shit. His promos are way too long. Less is good, motherflower. And there you go with that. To me, less is good. And even, I guess, with Big Cat, but still, he's trash. He's still going to be trash regardless. And you're having the match of Money in the Bank, Daniel Bryan and Big Cass. And don't be surprised, motherflower. Don't be surprised if Daniel Bryan actually loses. And you know, at the same time, don't be surprised because, hey, There's talks that Bryan might not resign with WWE once this deal ends. And if he's not going to resign, why the fuck would Bryan even win again? You know, the last time Bryan won, it was a cornball bullshit win. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see where that goes on. Again, it doesn't change the fact that this guy is garbage. He sucks. It's terrible. It's fucking garbage. How they're making Cass feel like this fucking big threat when he's not. You know what I mean? Let's just be real about it, okay? James Ellsworth was more of a threat than fucking Big Cass. That's how sad it is. But then after this, we get a backstage interview with, I want to say, Dasha Fuentes, she was interviewing Sin Cara, and she wanted to know about, his thoughts on Andrade Cien Alma, how I guess all of a sudden they're no longer friends, and how, I guess Sin Cara wanted to say, hey, they've been friends he's known Andrade Cien Alma since he was 14 years old, and they've been down the road for years, and then all of a sudden, though, something about him changed. And then Zelina Vega comes in, and she's like, how dare you try to blame that on me? This whole time, you've been the one that's been holding him back. As a matter of fact, Andrade told Zelina Vega that this whole time, it was Sin Cara telling Andrade to hide behind a mask. And because of Sin Cara, this whole time, Andrade Cien Alma has been a zero. But now with Zelina Vega, Andrade, again, the sky's the limit, if you will, right? He's on a fucking roll. And apparently Andrade Cien Alma told Zelina Vega to tell Paige to make a match for next week between Andrade Cien Alma and Sin Cara. And out of nowhere, Sin Cara gets ambushed. I guess he also tripped on his own because of Andrade Cien Alma, a beatdown. But we're getting the match next week. And listen, for someone who's a big fan of Andrade Cien Alma, from his time in NXT, again, I'm happy he's on the fucking main roster. Don't get me the fuck wrong. The fucking man bun done, if you will, alright? But at the same time, I get it. You just can't expect this guy to right away be in a championship match or shit like that. Does he deserve better? Absolutely. I'm going to give this the benefit of the doubt. A part of me says these two guys are going to have a good match next week. Even though I know the result already where Andrade Cien Alma gets the W. At the same time, don't put it past creative, though, to give Sin Cara the win. But at the same time, it's something for them to do for now until somewhere down the road, you give a bigger project for Andrade Cien Alma. And if it's him beating up Sin Cara for stars on the main roster, so fucking be it. Why the fuck not, Besides, I heard from people that were actually at the house shows that saw Andrade versus Sin Cara, they had good matches. So who the fuck to say these two guys tear it up this next? Who the fuck to say these two guys go out there next week and tear it up? All right, and then we get the fucking main event. We get the New Day versus the Miz, Rusev, and Samoa Joe. There was a moment again. It was a fun match. Again, it was a fun fucking match. Everyone got their stuff in here. Joe and Rusev abandoned the Miz, leaving him alone, right? To take the midnight hour to get pinned. But before all this even happened, right, there was a moment where, again, it seemed like the Miz was about to pin Big E, right? And he tells Samoa Joe and Rusev to get in the ring, to grab Big E. And Miz goes to grab the pancakes, right? But I guess when he turns around, I guess they weren't holding Big E no more. And I guess Miz went to toss the pancakes, and it lands on Rusev and Samoa Joe, which caused both Rusev and Joe to double team the Miz, which then caused the New Day to get the upper hand, hit the midnight hour on the Miz for the 1-2-3. So literally the New Day are celebrating. But like I said at the same time, though, early in this review, this crowd sucked. Corpus Christi is garbage. It's like, why didn't SmackDown Live take place in Houston, Texas? Why didn't Raw and SmackDown take place in Houston, Texas? I'm just saying, Houston essentially is a big city. You know what I mean? For WWE, why the fuck not? But that's my honest, or if not in Dallas, just saying. But Corpus Christi is a garbage town. I'm sorry. If you live in Corpus Christi, I'm sorry. When it comes to professional wrestling, you guys should not be hosting a wrestling show. Fucking period. I can only imagine an indie show in Corpus Christi be fucking, you can hear a fucking rat piss on Kai, I'm telling you. I hear a fucking bum roll a fucking blunt in the middle of the crowd. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying right now. But that wraps it up for me, motherflowers. I will hear from you in the comments down below your thoughts on SmackDown Live tonight. If you liked it, if you hated it, let me know as always. Next week is Andrade St. Alma versus Sin Cara. It's the go-home show for SmackDown and Raw for Money in the Bank. And tomorrow's NXT. I cannot wait for NXT tomorrow. But again, SmackDown Live, just like Raw, it didn't excite me or make me look forward to Money in the Bank. But I guarantee you tomorrow NXT is going to make me look forward to watching TakeOver Chicago 2. With the likes of Roderick Strong versus freaking Danny Burch. Some shit like that. But we'll see. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven, guys. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media. And until next time, Mother Flowers, it's me, it's Steve. It's wrestling and whatever, Mother Flowers. Seriously, bro, the Wwe is too strong, bro. I just realized that shit right now. Why the fuck we signing contracts literally a week or two before the fucking pay-per-view match? It's so fucking ridiculous, bro. God damn that fucking weed, yo. Creepy Kush!